think we're really at an inflection point for the web. Looking back, a major new browser only comes out every 5 to 10 years. And for Microsoft, we've only had one, and it's been around for 20 years.
We realized that it was very, very hard for us to make an engine that would stretch across 20 years of content on the internet and on the open web. So that's why we decided to split the engine and have an older engine for content made only for IE, and a newer engine that we can always keep up to date for the open internet.
IE has been the browser used through the decades by millions of people around the world. And with the new rendering engine, that lets us sort of clean shop. It lets us get rid of the old things that were from the past that might have haunted web developers today.
So the first thing I think that hits you when you come to work on a web browser is the scale of the problem. You learn that the web is 44 billion websites. And then you start to think, okay, I can't cover 44 billion websites, so we need to start to prioritize.
In the past, the Internet Explorer team always tested against the top 10,000 sites or top 9,000 sites. We had a metric that we used to basically say that we are as compatible or more compatible than we were in the previous release. It turns out that's not enough. It turns out that the tail of the web matters.
The rest of the web is gigantic, and people go to very, very different sites. So we got a lot of bug reports from people close to Microsoft and people all over the world where their local school website wouldn't work or their barbershop website wouldn't work. And these are sites that would never be in the top 9,000. So just focusing on the top 9,000 doesn't give you a browser that works for everybody all the time.
So what we decided to do instead was use the crawler to detect patterns that exist in the tail of the web and in the head of the web. We crawl millions of URLs every night, and the Bing crawler itself crawls trillions of URLs monthly. As we crawl the web, we fix patterns instead of sites. And by fixing patterns, sites just end up working.
So even though we're never going to be done with compatibility problems, I think what we've done in this release with the engine split, bringing up the new rendering engine, is we've really laid a foundation and a set of best practices and engineering processes on the team that's going to really allow us to evolve more quickly and react in a much more agile way to compatibility issues and get them fixed out for our users and developers in a more timely manner.
We're not abandoning standards. In the past, we had a very spec purity approach, and that really isn't the best way to do it. You have to be a little bit more pragmatic when you build a web browser. But you also have to work with the other browser vendors and with the W3C to ensure that the specs accurately reflect what all the browsers do and what the developers want to do.
Project Spartan journey has been about sharing our plan, what we're building, why we're building it, and what we're going to build next, earlier than ever before. We launched our platform roadmap, which developers can know what standards we're looking at. We launched User Voice, where they can provide ideas and vote on what should be next. We are active in Stack Overflow, on GitHub, and on Twitter, seeking feedback daily. This is very much a community process, and we want to take the feedback from developers and users to help shape the product well before it ever ships.
Evergreen is really about acknowledging that the web is this constantly evolving thing. You need a web browser that also moves at the speed of the web. And with Windows 10 as a service, we're going to be able to evolve Project Spartan at the speed of the web.
In the 5 years that I've worked on the browser at Microsoft, I've not seen as much innovation and dedication to the products as in this release. We've fixed over 3,000 issues. We've implemented over 45 different new standards. The pace of development here is impressive. I'm really proud of that, and I can't wait to see where we go next.